I'm sure you know that yogurt comes from milk. But did you know that bacteria are also key ingredients? Yes, bacteria. But don't you worry about it, because these are good bacteria, and it is often called as probiotics. Yogurt has many types of good bacteria live happily in it. The bacteria produce lactic acid, which coagulates the milk proteins, making yogurt thick and slightly sour in flavor. Thus, the addition of the good bacteria into the yogurt is known as bioprocessing. Bioprocess is a specific process that uses complete living cells or their compartments to obtain desired products. Adding probiotics into the yogurt helps to maintain our digestions and health. So, in this video, we're going to learn more on how the yogurt is made in the upstream and fermentation process. Enjoy!
The upstream process of yogurt's production mainly involves preparation of the mix, started with prepared milk where the fat and protein content will follow the manufacturer's recipe. Either they want to have the product to be low fat, non-fat or full fat yogurt. And for the protein level, it will increase usually in the range of 5 to 15%. And some will also add in sweeteners and stabilizers to the mix to improve the yogurt's taste and texture. And next, they will undergo heat treatment or pasteurization at about 95 degrees Celsius to allow removing all the microorganisms that naturally present in the mix. The aeration process reduces the oxygen, thus shorten the fermentation and help remove all flavors using the aerators. Homogenization process using homogenizer that usually perform at 70 degrees Celsius and 20 megapascal help in break down fat droplet and milk to smaller size so that they suspended in the yogurt and avoid become lumpy. Last but not least, the mix will let it cool down to 42 degrees Celsius, and this is when we will add in lactic acid bacteria, or known as starter culture, that will change the milk to yogurt. And the two common species that we use are Streptococcus and Lactobacilli, or known as probiotic.
Next, let's move to the fermentation process. First of all, what is the fermentation in yogurt? Fermentation is the process by which bacteria turn milk to yogurt. Bacteria convert lactose, a sugar common in milk, into lactic acid. Then, acidity causes milk to thicken and gives the semi-solid material a sharp, tangy taste. For the fermentation process, yogurt are prepared through inulcation of the mix with concentrated starter culture of the two yogurt bacteria. These cultures are composed of specific blends of selected and well-defined strains. The inulcated mix contains at least 10 to the power of 7 per gram of bacteria. After mixing the culture, it is transferred to the fermentation tanks for stirred and drinking yogurt manufacture, or directly to the packaging machine for fermentation in cups for set-type yogurt manufacture. Fermentation takes many hours, and during this time, the mixture gets at the optimum temperature of 40 to 45 degrees Celsius so that the bacteria can work it fastest. The starter culture bacteria convert lactose to lactic acid. As fermentation produces lactic acid, that the pH of the milk drops about pH 4.4. Once the pH drops to a low, the lactic acid bacteria that make the yogurt stop working, so the yogurt does not become too solid.
Acidification of milk at the pH 4.6 leads to coagulation as a result of destabilization of the casein myself to form yogurt gel.
As you know, natural flavor yogurt gives tangy and sour taste. To make it sweet, fresh and fruity, flavor and fruits are added in.
The last step is packaging using foam-filled seal technology to ensure its hygiene and protection during distribution. This technology consists of three main operations, which is the thermoformation of the container, the filling of containers under sterile air over pressure, and the thermal sealing with labeled aluminum lid.
Yogurt is maintained at 4 or 5 degrees Celsius during transportation and commercialization.
All of these to limit post-acidification and preserve yogurt safety.
Yogurt contains live and active cultures. Yes, they are bacteria. Bacteria in yogurt are responsible for turning milk into yogurt that you are eating. Bacteria eat the lactose sugars in the milk and produce lactic acid through a process called fermentation. Lactic acid helps give yogurt its characteristic tangy flavor. Different strains of bacteria might produce different flavors of yogurt. Additional probiotics added to yogurt help to maintain a healthy mix of bacteria in gut. High protein, calcium, vitamin, and live cultures in yogurt can enhance the gut microbiota. This can offer protection for bones and teeth and help prevent digestive problems. Other than that, probiotics also may boost the immune system. Lastly, low-fat yogurt can be a useful source of protein on a weight loss diet.
Did you know how much does it cost in order to produce yogurt in one factory?
For your information, it can cost about $1.3 million, approximately to 5,376,150 ringgit for the whole process. Another example for the production of beverage is the production of Yakult. The production of Yakult can cost about 10.56 billion Japanese yen, approximately to 400,257,846 ringgit and 70 cents. Next, we will proceed to the application of bioprocess technology. The application of bioprocess technology that related to animal and plant is the production of agricultural chemicals in order to control animal and plant disease. In food industry, bioprocess technology was applied in order to increase the bioprocess efficiencies for fermented foods and natural food additives. Last but not least, the uses of renewable biomass resources in bioprocess technology aims to produce liquid fuel and chemical feedstocks.
Thank you for watching this video. Till next time, stay safe everyone. Bye.